Anyway, that's Afghanistan. And meanwhile, I thought this was kind of wild. What was the picture name? Hang on. Okay. So, meanwhile, they want tourists to go to Afghanistan.
Yeah, I saw that. That actually made me want to go to Afghanistan, Robert. I'm not going to lie. I actually thought at least they're being funny, and so they got a sense of humor. The only time I ever saw these guys with a sense of humor is when that BBC reporter chick or CNN or whoever she was said, "And will women be able to have leadership positions here?" And the guys all started cracking up and told them to turn off the camera.
Yep.
But I was like, whoa, these are Taliban jihadis, and they're actually laughing. These guys got a sense of humor. So then when I saw this commercial, I was like, hey, these guys, it's cool. They're desperate for money, and so they want some tourist revenue. They understand that is one of the last places anyone on the planet would ever want to go. And so they're realizing they need to change their they need to change the way people view them. And so they're gonna be friendly now. And I'm just thinking, well, it would be kind of safe, because if you get this first batch of tourists over there and a D Wood shows up and they chop my head off, well, it's not going to go well for the future of tourism there. So they'd have to actually give me a free pass. So this would be a good time to go to Afghanistan.
Yeah,
we can do it, Robert. Let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna buy a ticket as soon as the show's over.
You, me, and AP.
Okay. Kabul. He Islamicized me in Kabul.
That would be legend.
Huge.
That would be legendary.
Yep.
Hey, you know what we could do? We could have we could do an Islamicized Me for stage version, like an hour-long version that's all like a play, and we could just do a touring play in Afghanistan. Islamicize Me. Yeah, Islamicize Me the play. That'd be cracking up laughing.
We'll do it in Kafiristan.
Darn right.
All right, slick marketing video. That's what that was. 5 heavily armed men seen standing over 3 prisoners whose heads are covered by black bags. You can see 2 of them are covered by black bags in the picture I've got here. And the guy in the back says, "We have one message for America." And he tears the bag off the head of the guy right in front of him, who immediately grins, flashes the thumbs up, and says, "Welcome to Afghanistan."
That's what I mean, guys. That was like a creepy, weird sense of humor that I actually like. It was done just like those old... That's what's crazy. They did it just like the old school terrorist videos where they're about to chop some dude's head off in front of everyone. It's like, "We have this message for the United States of America and you Western nations." The guy's got a bag over his head, pulls it off, and "Come to Afghanistan!" And it's a tourism promotion video. I'm like, okay. I actually like that sense of humor. I wish these guys weren't homicidal maniacs, but I like the sense of humor.
Yeah, that's the problem, that you get there and it ain't no joke. You get there and they're really taking it all seriously and chopping heads. So,
yeah. And we especially want you young women and your daughters to come here for tourism.
Oh, yeah.
And you find husband. I know man. He has many goats. He has many goats. He makes love to many goats, and he can provide for you with all his goats. Awesome place.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Where should we go, David? You want a little stupid infidels? A little bit of stupid infidels might be in order.
Hey, Robert. I actually think it is kind of funny.
What's that?
So you've got Afghanistan, right? You've got this huge country. You could be farming that country. You could be doing all kinds of things. But it turns out being a terrorist for years doesn't actually train you well to run a country. And so now what are they doing? They're basically begging Western nations for help in any way. Just please, we will make Afghanistan a great tourist destination just to get some sort of incoming money. It's just they always end up depending on Western nations. Always. It's weird.
Did you see a few years back they actually made the niches where the Bamiyan Buddhas were, that they blew up and now there are these big empty spaces in the mountain where the Buddhas were carved, and they actually charge admission and sell tickets to go see the empty niches.
And don't you think there would be more people taking a pilgrimage there and spending money? There'd be more tourists coming to see this stuff if they hadn't blown them up?
Well, sure, except this is a big source of Muslim tourism now, because the Quran says in chapter 3, verse 137, and also repeated some other places, travel through the land and see the destiny of those who disbelieved. And the ruins, in other words, are a sign of the judgment of Allah. And so the empty spaces where the Buddhas used to be show Allah's victory over the Kafirs. And thus, it's a big Muslim tourist attraction.
And you can come to Afghanistan and go pee-pee on this old place and film yourselves going pee-pee to degrade this.
It's a great place.
Yeah, gotta love Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah. The Southport Attack was a year ago. Very terrible attack by a man from Rwanda, who later it was discovered that he had Al-Qaeda literature in his house, and so it was initially not reported that there was any jihad connection, but the guy, apparently he could be a convert to Islam, a jihadi. There were lots of protests after the murders of these little girls last year, and the British government came into under a lot of criticism for not stopping the mass migration of Muslims, including jihadis and others, and they ruthlessly cracked down on the Britons who were protesting, not on the jihadis or on other criminal migrants. And so this year they added insult to injury, telling the public not to lay memorials for the anniversary of those attacks. It reminds me of actually when I was actually banned from Britain, I was going to lay a wreath. Pamela Geller and I were going to lay a wreath at the memorial for Lee Rigby, who was killed by an Islamic jihadi on a street in London. And the jihadi then went over holding the bloody cleaver in his hands and started to quote the Quran and explain to somebody who was filming, for some reason, the Quranic justification for what he had done.
Yeah, he stands there and gives a lecture.
Yes.
Gives a lecture on why this guy behind me has been almost beheaded.
Kind of amazing, really, because these things, he explained it all. That same guy, incidentally, when he was sentenced by the judge said, and you got to study Islam, you don't know anything about your beautiful, peaceful religion. And he starts yelling at the judge, what are you talking about? I know all about Islam. You're the one who doesn't know anything about Islam. And of course, that judge was just one in the long line of non-Muslim judges who claim to know about Islam and do not.
Yeah, I've always found that like the weirdest thing. Islam is the one topic where the less you know about it, the more of an expert you think you are. It's like every politician who's never opened a Quran ever in his life, he's just heard it from the people who came before him that it's wonderful and it's religion of peace. He will think he is an expert. Any journalist who's never studied the Muslim sources at all will all in an instant not hesitate to correct you, who spent decades studying Islam and its history and written piles and piles of books. They will instantly consider themselves experts who can correct you. And even, as we've seen, experts who can correct jihadis.
Yes.
And you guys don't know your religion. I know your religion. How do you know our religion? I know your religion because I keep hearing about how peaceful it is all my life. I keep being told this. But I mean, just imagine, I'm trying to think of another subject where the less you know, the more of an expert you think you are. Like, it wouldn't work in anything else. I mean, like, you wouldn't say, I know nothing about math, therefore I'm an expert mathematician and I can go to MIT and correct this guy who's spent his entire life as doing math, and he's a math professor. I know more than you. Ha ha, you dumb idiot. I'll correct you on math. it would make zero sense. But in Islam, yes, the more you study, the less of an expert you are, and the less you study, the more of an expert you are. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
Really, it's all about whether you toe the line or not. If you like Karen Armstrong was a nun. She didn't study Islam. She didn't have a degree in Islam. And they all fell all over themselves, the leftist intelligentsia as well as Islamic apologists, saying Karen Armstrong was this great expert on Islam. But anybody else who might have exactly the same credentials, who does not say the things that they once said, then that person doesn't know anything about Islam. May be far better trained and far more knowledgeable than Karen. But anyway. All right. Here's kind of an ambiguous one. I was interested to know what you thought of it. It took place in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah, this is Guy House. Guy E. House. And he is in Lexington, Kentucky. He was in Lexington, Kentucky. He went into a church, Richmond Road Baptist Church in Lexington, last Sunday, started shooting, killed 2 people, seriously wounded 2 others. And Guy E. House was shot dead in the cross as the state troopers came to stop it all. And there is a picture from his Facebook page, and you can see that he's wearing a kufi and a keffiyeh. And I went to his Facebook page myself, found 8 or 10 other pictures just like that, without him giving the finger. And also lots of pictures where he's not wearing this garb. No reference whatsoever, that I saw anyway, to Islam, to conversion, nothing like that. Rumors that he converted in prison. He did just get out of prison not long ago, and prisons are indeed hotbeds of jihad recruitment. But no, if he did convert
Not
in
while
prison,
I'm there, Robert.
if he did convert in prison, there's no indication of it on his Facebook page, which I also thought it was odd that I was also perusing his Facebook page a few days ago with no trouble. They didn't take it down. Usually they take these things down right away. Somebody does a shooting and all their social media vanishes. But this guy's, they kept up. I don't know what that's all about. But I wondered, did you have any
Are you wondering like if they had gone to the page and it was Allahu Akbar, I slaughter them in the name of Allah, then it would have been taken down really quickly.
Yeah,
but
that did cross my mind,
since there's none of that, it's let everyone come over here. It's just like when there's a terrorist attack and it's like some mental white dude or something like this. They say, and this is a mental white dude, you see, and it's like they say that 5 seconds after the attack. Whereas if it's a jihadi screaming Allahu Akbar with his manifesto and why he wanted to kill the unbelievers in the name of Allah, it takes like 3 weeks to get the info before the info is released and before the name's released.
Yeah. Well, I do think that may have something to do with it. I mean, he does have a lot of pictures like this. And, the Palestinian scarf is one thing. That's kind of fashionable nowadays. Yeah. But to wear the hat, that's...
it's the combination of the kufi that that makes it a little more suspicious. Yeah, if it had just been the other garb, I'd have thought, okay, leftist, because that's just a cool thing to do now. But whatever the case is for this gay house guy, gay house guy, that'd be funny.
He did have pictures of bottles. He liked to take pictures of bottles of liquor that he was apparently drinking. And so that also cuts against the possibility that he was a convert. On the other hand, there have been plenty of jihadis who were drunk when they were doing the jihad, because
they believe your sins are wiped out. If you die in a jihad attack, you can do whatever you want. So they'll go to strip clubs. And we've heard that's the same thing we heard for years, that this person who died screaming Allahu Akbar while slaughtering unbelievers, he wasn't a serious Muslim, because look, here are these pictures of him clubbing back in the day, and here's a picture of him doing this and that. It's like, you guys don't realize it. One, the guys who spent their lives clubbing, they're in panic mode about whether they're actually going to make it to paradise, whether their good deeds are going to outweigh their bad deeds and so on. So if you give them a guarantee, dying for Allah while slaughtering unbelievers is a guaranteed trip to paradise, well, then that's a good deal from their perspective. But also the guys who are plotting a terrorist attack and they know they're going to carry one out. Hey, I know 3 days from now, no matter what I do for the next 3 days, it's all forgiven. So I might as well bang every prostitute, drink everything, smoke everything, do whatever I want, because 3 days from now, I am good as gold with Allah, because I'll kill a bunch of people.